Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you are well. My name is James Mugisha. I am a mathematics teacher, chemistry teacher, as well as other science-based subjects. Okay, actually today I am going to help you guys get to know how to find the missing sides from the right-angled triangle. First of all, here I have a question that I want you to know first of all. So, here we have the side from A to C, which is the hypotenuse, and from here up to here, if we consider this triangle, from here up to here, we will call it this the hypotenuse. But if you consider the whole triangle, this is the longest side, which you will call it the hypotenuse. Here I have A, I have side C, I have B, I have D. This triangle. Here I have the question. Find the length of AC in the right-angled triangle ABC shown in this figure. Here we have from A up from A to D, we have 9 centimeter, and from D to B, we have 3 centimeter. If someone asks you how could you find this altitude, let's call it H. Yeah, I know it is quite hard for some people, but if you are with me, it is going to be quite simple and straightforward. You are going to know how to calculate this altitude very easily. So, yes, let's continue. So here, if we have 9 and 3 centimeter, we have this side and this. It is quite straightforward and simple for us to calculate this altitude. Firstly, this side would be equal to the square root of from A up to D times from D up to D. It is the square root of AD times DB. So to get H, it will be equal to the square root of 9 because AD is equal to 9 centimeter, and from D up to B, it is equal to times 3. So here, we can consider that 9 has the square root of 3. Here we will say that H is going to be equal to 3 square root of 3 centimeter. As we see that H is going to be equal to 3 square root of 3 centimeter. So here we have H, which is equal to 3 square root of 3. Here I can show you another ways of how we can calculate the side A to C and C to B. This is quite simple. If you are asked to calculate this side, if this is equal to B, the midpoint should be equal to small b. Let's call it small b, and A, this side call it small a. So for us to calculate this side B, it is quite simple and straightforward, as we will calculate B as B should be equal to the square root of this side, which is equal to 9 times the sum of the hypotenuse. 9 plus 3 will be equal to 12. Here we will calculate times 12. So here we will get the answer. And if you are asked to calculate A should be equal to also this side, which is equal to 3 times sum of this side of the hypotenuse. 9 plus 3, which is equal to 12. The answer is equal to the root of 36. If you consider the root of 36, we will get 60 centimeter. This is the side length of A. A must be equal to 6 centimeter. So here B also will be equal to 9 times 12. Here we will say that the square root of 9 is going to be 3 times 12. 12 will get 4 times 3, which will be equal to the square root of 4 would be equal to 2. So here we have 3 times 2 the root of 3, which is equal to 6 root 3 centimeter. So here B will be equal to 6 root of 3 centimeter. So guys, I am going to give you another question that I want you to find, and I will help you guys get to know how to calculate it and find the missing sides. So you will check it if we get the same answers. Let's write the question there. Guys, here I have an example. This is the question that you can try first of all and see if we get the same answer. You guys try. So here I have the question. Calculate the missing sides. Here we have from A up to B. Here let's call it D. From A up to B, the hypotenuse must be equal to 16. Here we have this length. From B up to C, we have 4 centimeter, while we do not have this side, this altitude, and we do not have also this side, and we do not also have this side. Let's this side call it B, and this side call it A, if A equal to 4. Let's this side call it X, and this side let's call it Y. Because from here up to here, if you add these sides to these sides, you will get 16. So guys, here I have the hypotenuse of 16. How am I going to get this side and these sides? Firstly, do you remember that this side A must be equal to the square root of this side, which is equal to Y, times the sum of the hypotenuse, which is equal to 16. Firstly, what is the value of A? A is equal to 4. Here we call it 4. 4 equal to the square root of Y times 16. How am I going to solve this type of question? Firstly, if here we have the square root, in order to remove and to eliminate this square root, we have to multiply both sides, to square both sides. So here I will square by 2, and here I will square it by 2. 4 squared is going to be 16 because it is 4 times 4. Here we'll get 16, which is equal to, so here this square must be eliminated with the root, and we will remain with 16y. This y times 16. So how am I going to get the value of y? So here I will divide both sides by 16. Here I will get 1, and here I will get y equal to 1. So simply our y must be equal to 1. So the value of y here will be equal to 1. So how am I going to get the value of x? Keep in mind that the sum of all hypotenuse of this hypotenuse must be equal to 16, which means that if I take x plus 1, this side plus this side, which is equal to 1, must be equal to 16. So to get the value of x, we will take x must be equal to 16 minus 1, so x must be equal to 15. It means that x here must be equal to 15, which was the answer which has been asked. So if someone asks you how are you going to calculate the value of h and the value of b, it is quite simple. Remember that h must be equal to the square root of this side times this side, which is equal to 15 times 1. The answer is h will be equal to square root of 15 centimeter. How about b? If you are asked to calculate the value of b, and it is quite simple and straightforward, b must be equal to this side, which is equal to 15 times the sum of this side plus this side, which is equal to 15 plus 1, which is going to be 16. The answer will be equal to, the square root of 16 will be equal to 4 times the root of 15 centimeters. So B will be equal to 4 root 15. And H will be equal to the root of 15 centimeter. So guys, these type of questions are quite simple and straightforward if you are with me. So have a look with these examples. If you encounter any question, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help. What am I asking you guys? Give me the support. Please hit the subscribe button, like and share to your friends so that they are going to know how to calculate this type of questions, as they are more likely to be asked during the national examinations. Thank you guys. Blessings over blessings.